A year ago, a new AI model felt like grabbing an app on your phone. Launch post, benchmark brag, and an hour later you were playing with it in a browser tab.
Right. And June 2026 is when the rules changed. Getting a frontier model now feels less like downloading an app and more like getting security clearance for a guarded facility.
Yep, we are recording in July 2026, and this episode covers June 1st through June 30th. The pattern across the month was hard to miss. Frontier models got gated, agents moved into work tools, and the cost model got much more explicit.
So this is not a product list, it is the monthly delta. What changed, why it matters, and what builders should keep after the feed moves on.
From that framing, start with OpenAI. On June 26th, OpenAI previewed GPT-5.6, Sol, Terra, and Luna. OpenAI described Sol as the flagship, Terra as the balanced everyday model, and Luna as the faster, low-cost one.
And source links are in the description because the access story is what actually changed here. OpenAI said it was starting with a limited preview for a small group of trusted partners after engagement with the US government.
My first reaction was, trusted sounds softer than it is. Here it means selected partners, not just anyone with an API key. The gate did lift eventually. After more government testing, OpenAI opened the whole family to everyone on July 9th. But for all of June, the newest model sat behind that gate.
Hold on. So the launch happened, but normal builders mostly watched it from the outside?
Pretty much. The result is a different launch shape. Engineering, safety review, government coordination, and staged access. If we show a Sam Altman or Greg Brockman post on screen, it is color. The source of truth is the OpenAI release.
From OpenAI's staged preview, Anthropic made the access theme louder. On June 9th, Anthropic launched Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5. Fable was the general model. Mythos exposed more capability to trusted cyber defense partners.
3 days later, on June 12th, Washington applied export controls. Plain English, legal restrictions on who can access sensitive technology, especially across nationality or country lines. And that playbook is not new. In the 1990s, Washington classified strong encryption software as munitions and restricted its export. June aimed the same logic at frontier models.
Right, the crypto wars. And I did not realize how blunt the operational problem was this time. Anthropic said it could not verify nationality in real time, so it suspended access to both models for everyone.
By the end of the month, Anthropic said the controls were lifted. Fable access returned July 1st. Mythos returned for selected US-approved organizations, with broader trusted partner access still coordinated.
Oh wow, that is a full launch, recall, negotiation, and redeployment cycle. So, next question. Why did model access suddenly start orbiting cyber risk?
After that launch recall pattern, everything routes back to one thing: cyber capability.
Which is awkward because, defensive and offensive cyber work use overlapping skills. The model that can find a bug, explain it, and write a test may also help someone weaponize a bug. And a security lead will push back here. That is exactly what I need to test my own patch. Do not lock me out.
Sure, that pushback is fair. For example, imagine a security engineer debugging their own service after a pager alert. They ask for a proof-of-concept exploit so they can confirm the patch works. The same shape of request, aimed at a stranger's service, is a very different outcome.
What actually bites is that safe is not one switch. OpenAI emphasized stronger safeguards for sensitive cyber requests, and Anthropic talked about classifiers and routing for risky exploit-style prompts.
So the provider stopped trying to filter the question and started filtering the person asking it. For builders, the gate now depends on identity, intent, and logs. The result is simple. Access became governance, not just capability.
So access was one shift. The second June shift is agents moving into team workflows, not just personal chat.
Claude Tag is the clean example. Anthropic announced it late in the month. Tag Claude in Slack, grant selected channel access, connect tools, set token spend limits, and review logs of what it did.
Microsoft shipped Copilot Cowork to Microsoft 365 Copilot customers on June 16th. Their framing was multi-model routing and usage-based billing inside company work.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Take a product manager tagging an agent in a launch channel and asking it to draft follow-ups from customer notes. Do not ask only, can it write? Ask, which notes? Which tools? which budget, and who reviews the work.
Exactly. Tagging the agent is the easy part. The rest is like onboarding a fast but unpredictable intern. You do not give it root access. You give it a key card for certain doors, read-only files, a small budget, and a senior person checks everything before it ships.
Right, and nobody gives the intern the company credit card on day one either.
Yep. The actual product is not the tagging. It is the channels, the tools, and the budget.
Once agents enter work surfaces, the coding agent shape changes too. It is moving from feature inside an editor toward a desktop category.
GitHub took that step on June 17th, when the Copilot app reached general availability for macOS, Windows, and Linux. GitHub called it a desktop home for agent-driven development.
So, can I point it at my own model, or am I stuck with whatever GitHub picks?
6 days later, GitHub added exactly that, BYOK support. BYOK means bring your own key. Point the app at your own provider key for OpenAI, Anthropic, local models through LM Studio or Ollama, and other compatible endpoints. Let's say a developer wants Claude for code review, a local model for private notes, and OpenAI for a hard debugging pass. The desktop agent becomes the router, not just the text box.
Oh, nice. And once the tool is the router, the model is one swappable part you can trade out. Google pushed the same direction with anti-gravity CLI and its agent quality work.
And then June sent the bill. Please stop pretending agent work is free.
GitHub turned usage-based Copilot billing on for all plans on June 1st. Plans now use GitHub AI credits, and Copilot code review consumes both actions minutes and AI credits.
Wait, so every code review run is now a line item?
It can be. Concrete case. A code review agent spends 10 minutes inspecting a large pull request, and your bill may include model tokens and CI runner minutes.
Yeah. Sonnet 5 arrived at the end of June with pricing that explicitly depends on tokens and effort level. And, there is a sneakier catch. Anthropic says its new tokenizer can turn the same text into about 30% more tokens than the previous sonnet. So a request can cost more even when the per-token price looks unchanged.
Wow. So the price sheet stays flat and the bill still climbs? That's algorithmic shrinkflation. OpenAI added its own max and ultra settings in the same preview.
Yep. Another dial on the bill.
Right. Every layer of the stack grew a dial this month.
Which means the agent isn't a magic box. It's a cost center with knobs.
And those cost knobs matter even more when AI enters domain-native workbenches. The quieter June story was science and documents.
Early in June, OpenAI updated GPT Rosalind for life sciences work. Anthropic introduced Claude Science on the last day of the month as an AI workbench for scientists, with research tools, auditable artifacts, and flexible compute.
Mistral released OCR 4, too. It returns bounding boxes and confidence scores, and you can self-host it.
That sounds like plumbing, but it is the product. Imagine a legal team indexing scanned contracts. If the system returns the clause, the page box, and a confidence score, the reviewer can check it. If it returns a vague summary, you have a nightmare.
I love that framing. And now we can see the broader distribution point. AI is leaving expert tools and moving into everyday surfaces.
But zoom out for a second. The month was not only developer tooling. Meta said on June 3rd that more than 1 million businesses already use a Meta business agent on WhatsApp and Messenger.
Useful counterweight. While engineers argue about model routing, a lot of the world experiences AI as customer service inside a message thread.
XAI put Grok 4.3 on Amazon Bedrock in mid-June, which is, another distribution story. Model access through enterprise marketplaces.
My instinct is to treat AI glasses as a side note, not the core developer story. But Meta's new glasses announcement shows the surface area expanding.
It is not that every announcement matters equally. It is that AI showed up as agents, marketplaces, workbenches, and hardware in the same month.
So pull all those threads together, and June says one thing. The frontier is becoming operational infrastructure.
So the skill set changes. Prompting still matters, but it's not enough.
Builders now have to ask which model, which provider, what budget, whose key, which logs, and which source backs the claim. The prompt turned out to be the smallest question on the list.
And for news like this, honestly, the habit is the same. Do not learn AI from one launch tweet, because the tweet is a signal, not the source.
Let's hear it. What should someone remember 2 weeks after June?
The takeaway is this. AI work now needs operations thinking. Access, cost, permissions, evidence, and governance are part of the product, not paperwork after the demo.
And that is worth writing down. Thanks for listening to Learning Podcasts.